Thanks for joining. All Anglican Clergy Conference in Port Harcourt. Full details will be brought to you later. The newly elected and presented Archbishop of the Niger Delta Ecclesiastical Province, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Blessing Eyinda, and wife, Mrs. Precious, has taken to the altar to appreciate God for elevating him to the position of an Archbishop. The provincial post-presentation Thanksgiving was at St. Peter's Anglican Cathedral, Isobo, in Ikore local government area of Rivers State. According to Acnn Charles Philip Owakolam, the new Archbishop, who is the Vice Chairman of the Acnn TV Management Board, sees the elevation as the handiwork of God and as a call for more challenges. Full details will be brought to you later. And now the Bishop of the Diocese of Nnewi Anglican Communion in Anambra State, the Right Reverend Ndubisi Obi, has urged the federal government to focus more on apprehending bandits than tackling the has allowed bandits to go scot-free while deploying its arsenal against agitators. He spoke while addressing a press briefing at the Bishop's Court on national issues. The clergyman also accused government officials of creating more problems in the country than ensuring solutions to the country's challenges, urging the government to address the country's challenges in order to stop the agitation. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari had maintained that IPOB are thieves carrying out acts of terrorism in the southeast, insisting that the pro-Biafra group was not defending Christians as claimed. And on national issues now, the federal government has expressed concern about the 21-day strike notice issued by the Nigerian Medical Association over the alleged failure of government to meet the demands of the striking resident doctors. The Minister of Health, Osage Hanire, while responding to an inquiry by newsmen on the threats by the NMA, said doctors should stop embarking on strikes at dangerous times and appealed to the resident doctors to call off their strike. Hanire said these as the federal government and the NMA disagreed on the 21-day ultimatum issued by the umbrella body of medical doctors in the country. The Nigerian Medical Association, in a statement after its National Executive Council meeting in Benin, Edo State, said its affiliates, including the Medical and Dental Consultants of Nigeria, the Medical and Dental Doctors in Academics, and the National Association of Resident Doctors, had resolved to commence a nationwide strike after the ultimatum. The umbrella body of medical doctors noted that the federal government had not met the demands of resident doctors who began a strike on August 2nd. Efforts by the Nigerian Medical Association to resolve the disagreements between National Association of Resident Doctors and the government have so far failed. Also, both sides disagreed on the ruling of the Industrial Court, which ordered the doctors to call off the strike. The UK government says it is skeptical to promises made by the Taliban that it will allow safe passage of eligible people out of the country as troops have arrived back in the UK after evacuations ended, adding that it will continue to help people eligible for resettlement. Meanwhile, Middle East Minister James cleverly told newsmen that UK is willing to engage with the Taliban, but he could not give absolute assurances to those left behind. He said if the Taliban start acting like a government and they start facilitating both internal travel and exiting from Afghanistan, then they will engage with them on that basis. The UK is seeking international agreement to ensure the Taliban sticks to its commitment. A series of diplomatic meetings will be held this week, with Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab set to start that process by holding talks with Turkish and Qatar officials. And on sports news now, FIFA has welcomed the ruling by the Court of Arbitration for Sports, which rejected the Spanish La Liga's request to set aside its decision to extend the international window for the World Cup qualifiers in South America. In a statement issued on its website, FIFA said it had extended the international window by 2 days after consulting all relevant stakeholders, saying it also took into account all relevant circumstances, in particular the challenges created by the COVID-19 pandemic and especially health considerations for players. Meanwhile, FIFA President Infantino called for a show of solidarity from all members associations, leagues and clubs to do what is right and fair for the global game, adding that the release of players for the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers in South America to occur in accordance with a recent FIFA decision, the legality and legitimacy of which has today been recognized in today's Court of Arbitration for Sports CAS ruling. And Cristiano Ronaldo has completed his Manchester United medicals as he inches closer to a return to Old Trafford. Manchester United had last week announced that they had reached agreement with Juventus for the transfer of Ronaldo, subject to agreement of personal terms, FIFA and medicals. He is expected to fire the Red Devils back to the top of the English and European game. So viewers, that is it on this news update from Acnn TV. Please join us by 3 p.m. for the news on the hour. I am Zubechi Frank, and thanks for watching.